It's going to be a lot of fun. So let me make sure this is up and good. I think we are. And let me send one more thing here. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me a big wave or throw a 5 in the chats. Welcome to our new partner onboarding. And this is only one call that we can be specific. We are within the Champions Network. We have many different organizations all over the place, which is awesome. But within the Warrior Movement specifically, this is like one day that we can do some more specific things towards the Warrior Movement system and all that. So grateful to be able to be on here with you guys. So today, I actually want to share with you something we've been tweaking, something we've been tuning. I shared this with the group yesterday. And then after I did it, I'm like, I think I need to add in a little bit more detail. So all of today, I've been working on what I'm about to share with you. And I believe it'll blow your mind. I believe it'll help you scale your business, put more money in your pocket, and help you really be able to get something even more significant and speedy off the ground. So I hope that sounds interesting. And what it deals with is see, success is always about how does a new person win? All right. How do we help them win better? How do we help them win faster? How do we help them put more money in their pocket? If the new people are winning, if they're getting better, then the rest of the business takes care of itself, because this is a business where if you help enough people get what they want, you can get everything that you want. So we've had a oversized view of so many different things. And if you know me, I'm always looking and learning and observing and tweaking and seeing. And today I want to share that with you guys. And I actually have some slides. So I want to submit this by you guys. All right. So, and all of it deals with launching your business. So of course, number one, if you haven't yet already, be sure to go through our launch system. I'm telling you, I'm so grateful that we have this. So if you go to wellness360.community/links and you go through Alice or onboarding, she could be your best friend as well too when you need an ear and someone to hear and not talk back at you. You could always talk to Alice. So click the onboarding. It's been so helpful because, and I hope that you guys can envision that you're going to onboard tons of people one time. Who here would love to have it where you have so many people to onboard in your business, you literally don't have the time to onboard them? Who here will love that problem? So that problem is happening right now. Like literally we just onboarded like 300 plus people in one day. And if we did not have Alice, we would not have been able to do that. I would have no sleep. You probably see gray hair right now and big eye bags and stuff. But if you haven't done that yet, be sure to do that all the way through. And it's been amazing to see people make their launch posts. It's been amazing to see people start driving traffic. I've heard so many success stories, and it works all throughout the world, right? Not just out here in North America, but literally Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom, like, right? This stuff works. So that's step number one. But aside the system and what we do, posting twice a day, going through your boards, going through your scripts, driving all that, one thing I want to submit by you guys is there's a word called drivers. All right. There's certain, in this compensation plan, there's certain drivers in behavior. And if you as a leader understand what drives behavior and you're able to use that and leverage that, then you're going to start to see all pistons firing in your business. So that's what I'm always looking at. I'm looking for patterns. I'm looking for what are people actually doing. I'm looking for how do we take something that's really working and tune it to the next level. So today I want to submit that by you guys on what these drivers are. All right. If you guys are ready for this, put me in the comments below. Let's go through a couple of things and let's see if this makes sense for you at all. But here's the target. When you're brand new, I want to share with you today, and if you're not new, then assume you're new and imagine you hearing this, or imagine it for your teammate, or if you are new, even better. This is literally your game plan right here, okay? Our goal when you're brand new is to help set you up in your business and help get you paid really fast. In fact, today, I want to share with you how you can make $1,000 in your first month with just getting 10 customers. All right, $1,000 in your cash monies. Like this is like money in the bank, right? I hope that sounds interesting. So how do we actually do that? Well, here we go. So you start your business, and number one, of course, you get your membership. We have a business that you get started with a $30 membership, and you literally have the ability to be able to write your own paycheck and write your own future. Best deal in the world, right? You get access to our compensation plan, of course, which is consistently rated number one. I've been doing comp plan comparisons. For example, we just onboarded this amazing team from Modere, which was known as a pretty good company. And did you guys know that when we broke down the numbers, that when you sell a product to a customer, PartnerCo's comp plan, you make 2 times more than the Modere comp plan. So if you just go back, if you go through any single comp plan, we will pay out the most. So the same work that you do, you're going to get way more compensated for that as well too. We have over 8 different ways of getting paid. But the only way to access all 8 different ways is you have to make sure that number 1, you get activated in your business. Okay. So step number 1 is you want to make sure, if you're not already, get activated with at least 200 points. It's around $1.50 US per 1 point, depends on the product. So for 200 points, it's like $300 to $400 worth of product. Usually people use this as their own personal usage. Who here easily knows you can buy way more than 200 points worth of product for you and your household? Like, there's so much to buy. Like, how do you choose? Does anyone have struggles figuring out what your monthly subscription is? It's like, what can we fit in this, right? And we get more than the 100 points a month, but they're great products, right? So you want to make sure you get the 200 first. When you get 200, that gets you connected to the rest of the compensation plan. So a popular way in North America is these 4-pack of drops. We have a 4-pack in many other markets as well too. A 4-pack is worth 208 points and $371 US. Okay, I'm going to fly through a lot of numbers here today so you guys can see actually this breakdown. Okay, if you're still with me, put a 1 in the comments below. That's goal number 1, get activated. Okay, goal number 1, get activated. And I say that because now, what I've noticed is, I think generally for most people, unless they're very business minded, most people, when they approach this business, it's more of a consumer mind. Most people right now, when they approach the business, they want to try the product. They might want to get a discount. They want to experience it. So a 200 point pack is not a bad way to start for most people. They don't have to bat an eye. It's like, it can make sense. But our goal, though, if you see, there's other parts to these business levels, is we want to make sure that we can actually get people to get to max out the compensation plan. So our second goal for all of our partners is to help them go ultimate and unlock the compensation plan. This is huge. This is key. Every single 6-figure earner in PartnerCo is at ultimate. All right. Ultimate allows you things like double bonuses. It allows you more lines. It allows you a lot of things that the other levels do not get. By the way, right now, if you're watching this live, until April 30th in North America, we have an extension for everybody to not just go ultimate, but if you go ultimate, you also get a free PXP ticket. So I want us to really think, if you're not ultimate, this is your chance. We've actually today already celebrated multiple people going ultimate. I was chatting with Adela Sanchez, one of our directors. She had Lori go ultimate. I was chatting with Andrea Ray. We're doing a drop talk with her tomorrow. She has a teammate, Patty Smith, that just went ultimate. Ultimate is the place to go, because once you're there for life. And we want to make sure that you can double your bonuses for everything. All right. So that's a very major deal. Now, how do you go ultimate? This is now where you have a couple selections. Some buy it all. All right. I bought my pack because I want to use the products anyway, which is great. It's like $2,500 for the product. Some, they like to buy in bulk. So maybe they'll buy a 30-pack. That's another way to do it as well too. And then you can resell that and profit and make double your profit. But I'm going to submit to you a way today where you can just get 10 customers and earn $1,000 and get ultimate done. Does that sound kind of cool? How does that work? All right. So I'm going to share with you a couple of numbers here. So let me break down these explanations and how this works. We're going to go a couple routes here. This is assuming you started at the activated level, which is very normal, right? 200 points. That means that you have 200 points. You need 1,300 more points between your orders and your customer orders to go ultimate, right? So you can get your 1,500 PV between you and your people. Okay. We're going to aim to do this in your first 4 Fridays. Success, love, speed. So when you do this, you can, if you're selling one set of drops, and I'll break this down further, one set of drops is worth 76 points each. So if you sell 18, that's 1,368 points, which is enough to get you from activated to ultimate. If you do that, you're going to make almost $1,000 retail, 953. Okay. Another route, though, if you want to sell to less people but make more, is if you sell 7 4-packs of drops. Then if you sell 7 4-packs, they're 208 points each. You will earn 1456 points and you'll earn over $1,120, over $1,000. So I'm going to submit to you how these numbers work and how with just 10 customers, you can actually get ultimate and make $1,000. So how does this work then? Okay. Well, here's the type, by the way, that sometimes you kind of just have to draw it out for things to make sense. Like you need some details, right? Like things on a paper can make, it sounds good, promises sound good, but I kind of want to know, like, how does it work just a little bit, right? Just some visuals. I don't have to understand everything, but I need to know enough where it can click in my brain because clarity brings confidence. So let me give a real example. Okay. 1 box of drops, this is United States currency we're talking about here, is 76 PV. The primary way that you make money in your first month is by retail sales. When you sell a product that's more than what you bought it for, you'll make X amount. So the retail amount for 1 box of drops is 176. Our price is 123. You make the difference, which is $53. If you sell 1 set of drops at full retail, it's $53 as a retail sale. Who here would agree that's not bad? That's like 30% commission, right? If you're a good realtor, that's what you make, 1%, 2%, 5%, something like that. Here you can make 30% just from the retail sales itself. This is major. I think it's important to sell at a healthy retail. Okay. You'll earn similar amounts if you're buying in bulk and reselling them as well too. It's around $50 a drop, $50 a box. So if you were to go ultimate by just selling 1 drop at a time and you started it activated, 18 sets times $53 is $953. You earn $53 per box of drops through a link, and then you earn $953. Not too bad. And you go ultimate. Now, another route that can happen is, let's say some subscribe and save. Remember, as a customer, they can buy full retail or they can subscribe, and then there'll be a recurring customer, but they'll save 15%, which I love as well too. Who here is doing this because you want freedom in your life? You want to be able to not work and get paid. So I love subscriptions. Okay. And we have a very high reorder rate when people use the product, and they like every week, people are still rebuying these things. So yes, they'll save some money. And yes, that means it cuts into your profit some, but it also means that they'll continue to buy as well too. So if they subscribe to a set of drops, instead of 176, it's 150, their price. You now earn $27. It's half. So if you sold 18 sets of drops at $27 each, that's $486, almost $500 of profit. So worst case, if you just sold 1 drop at a time, 18 drops from an activated level, you'll go ultimate and make at least around $500. Okay. By the way, selling 20 drops, let's just round it to that, in a month is very doable. We've seen people do it in a week. We've seen very normal that these things can happen. Okay. Are still with me? Give me a wave or something. Okay, cool. Now this is when it gets cool though. Who here is also the type that if you can do less work for more pay, you'd rather do that, right? Some might call that lazy. I call that efficient. How about that? So I like to be efficient with things. So if we can show you a way to take 1 sale and multiply it, now we're going to upsell. Who here knows that the drops work way better when you use them 90 days plus? So we want to make sure that our customers are getting the best experience, and we also want to give them a savings. So imagine you give them an opportunity to purchase 4 at a time as a customer. Okay, this is the key right here. As a customer, here's the math. With a 4-pack, the customer pays, it's worth 208 points. The customer pays $531. Is that a good deal? Well, when you break it down per box, it's $132.75. You save 25% and you save $45 per box of drops. Who here would agree that anything, if you save a quarter and you save like $45, that's a good savings right there. Like that is really, really good. From 176 to 132, That's a major, major deal. So, and that's full retail of a 4-pack. Already you're getting a big savings in itself. Okay. Guess what? If you sell a 4-pack at full retail, you will make $160 of retail from one customer. That's not bad at all. Okay. If you sell a 4-pack and you enroll a brand partner, the maximum you can make if your ultimate is $60. Most people make $30. So instead, you can make $100 if they're an actual customer. Okay. Who here has partners that really are just customers? They don't care to sell, right? Why not just get them started as a customer? Because they're a customer and you make more money, they're happy. And then eventually, when they're ready, then you can bring them in to become a brand partner as well, too. That's the idea. They're all amazing, right? You pick and choose your route, but I'm just sharing with you the math of how this can work. Okay. All right. Now, if they subscribe and save, they can save even more. It's actually $113 a box. It's 35% off for them. And they save $63 per box as a customer at retail. You're still going to make money. Okay. So if you go ultimate by selling 7 4-packs and you make $160 each, guess what? You made $1,120 of retail profit. You started at an activated level. You sold 7 4-packs at a full retail. You made over $1,000. You are now at ultimate and you're set up for life. Okay. So pretty cool that works. And then if you sell it, subscribe and save, you make half, basically, $567. Regardless, you run this route with around 10 customers. And let's say it's half-half. Let's say half do one set of drops, half upsell to a 4-pack. You're still going to earn around $1,000. You're still going to be able to get up to ultimate as well. So it's a really cool breakdown on how this all works. And it's very powerful. But here's when it gets really, really fun. See, the first month, you're already profitable. The first month, you're already not too bad. The first month, you're getting customers. But from then on, this is when it gets really cool because you now maxed out the comp plan. Remember, our goal is to unlock the comp plan. Why go ultimate? Because for the rest of your life, you're going to make more money whenever you sell any product. But we're going to focus on the drops right here. You guys ready for one more round of calculation? Okay. Now it gets even more interesting. But would anyone be mad with an extra $500 or $1,000 a month? Like, I don't think so. Like, that's what most people do this for, right? You can show people. We're not even talking about building a team yet. We're just talking about selling the product. Of course, you could make more as well, too. Okay. Here's a lot of words. I'll walk you through it. If you were at the activated level, let's say you missed going ultimate, you were activated, 200 points. How much do you make when you sell just one box of drops? Well, remember, if you sold it full retail, you still make $53 retail. But you now also get this new volume bonus. You earn a upfront percentage on top of all the points that you sell to new customers or partners. So if you're activated, it's 15%. So on the right here, 15% of 76 PV, which is a set of drops, is $11.40. So new volume bonus is $11.40. Retail is $53. You made for selling one set of drops $64.40. You're now making more. That's not too shabby. If you sold 10, $640. But why do you want to go ultimate? If you're ultimate, your new volume bonus doubles. Instead of 15%, it's 30%. So how much do you make from that? Well, from one set of drops, you make $22.80 from the new volume bonus. So when you add the retail and the new volume bonus together, that's $75.80 for one set of drops. Guys, the customer paid you get the drops for $123. You made $75.80. When you break this down, it's actually around 43% of a commission that you make for selling a product. Tell me another thing out there in the world you can make that type of margins from any single type of sale. Talk to any store owner. What's a good margin on something? 10%, you're making 43% whenever you're selling a product. You're at Ultimate and you sell it full retail. Not too shabby. You sell 5 of those, you're almost at $500. Okay. One more. Right over mind blown. This is going to be really exciting. This is why you want to go Ultimate. This is why it's very, very powerful. Okay. A lot of people make good money just by selling at retail every month. So, and we haven't talked to you, not team yet. So let's use this example now. You sold a 4-pack and you sold it full retail and you were just activated. Remember, you still make the 160 retail. You make 15% at this moment because you're activated of the 208 points. You made 3120 there. Together, you made close to $200. You made $191.20 for selling one 4-pack at an activated level to a customer. I mean, you sell one of those a week. That's really healthy now. One last one. Now you're at Ultimate. You sold a 4-pack at full retail. You made 30% of the 208 points. That's 6240. You add these together. If you sell a 4-pack at full retail and you're Ultimate, you now made $222.40 just from selling 4 sets of drops. Now, I don't know how your brain or your mind is registering this now, but when I was going through this, you know, I was thinking, or how I felt, mind blown. I'm like, that's a lot of money for not a lot of work, to be honest. That's a lot of payout for not doing that too much crazy stuff. And to be honest, this is the same work that we're doing. How do you do this though? You make your launch post, you follow the scripts and the boards, you go and you make your 2 posts a day, like you drive through the trackers that way. It's the same thing. It's just that we position it as a customer if they're a customer. And then if they become a partner, awesome as well too. Any questions, feedback, thoughts on this so far? I ran through a lot of numbers really fast. You're the first one to go through. This is my brain as organized as possible onto a slideshow. Okay. That makes sense then. So what's the target? The target is every single person. We want to help make $1,000 and get to Ultimate their first month. Can you imagine that was your reputation? Can you imagine that's your standard? I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people that wouldn't mind making extra $1,000 this next month. Okay. I'll share the slides eventually. I'm still finishing all the stuff because there's more to this as well too. Okay. But I just want to test it with you guys as well too. Question. How would you rate, if you were, as you're seeing this, how would you rate your level of excitement financially speaking on level 1 to 10 in the chat? When you see this breakdown, like, does it click? Is it like, oh, okay, I'm not just selling to sell. Like, that's cool, right? The act is cool. But know that if you sell, I hope that what you're doing in your mind is you're calculating what some of your goals are. That's my car payment, for example, right? I sell 5 of these. That's a nice car payment. You know, like I sell 5 of these. That's a really good vacation. Like, man, there's a lot of people that need this right now. And it's selling things that people want. And Janine, by the way, in Australia, similar, just convert it to Australian dollars. So this would be maybe $300 or something that you would do, right? So very, very similar types of stuff. Okay. Let me give one more thing. Once you complete this, you went Ultimate, you unlock the comp plan, then what do? Keep on, of course, selling. But there are going to be people that want to share. They love the product. They're like, I know people that use this. Go through our follow-ups in the boards, or maybe you're approaching people for the business as well, which is totally fine. And if you do that, our third goal is to go manager and specifically help 2 people go Ultimate. All right. Let's say you sponsor someone, they went Ultimate. If you're at Ultimate, guess what? Every single time you sponsor someone and they went ultimate within their first 4 Fridays, you make 30% of 1,500 PV. You make $450 every time someone goes ultimate. So if you help 2 people go ultimate, that's 450 times 2. So you're already making the money from your personal sales. You made $1,000, right? Now you help 2 people go ultimate in the first 4 Fridays. You made almost another $1,000 as well too. They're happy because they made it. Remember, if you're seeing this, this means that they made $1,000. Like that's how I'm looking at this. They made $500 to $1,000 every time. I'm looking at someone going ultimate now, unless they bought the pack themselves, which is totally fine. If they're selling their way to it, they made $500 to $1,000. They're making money. You're making money. Everyone's making money. Everyone's really happy. And then you are what's considered a manager in the company if you do that in 1 week at the very least, because you had 1,000 points in your pay line. And now you start to continue to scale. You start to continue to climb. All right. So I think I might have one more slide here. If you get there, here's the big goal. The big goal after you do those first things is you want to just focus on driving 2 lines. Who here could use an extra $14,000 US a month? Or if you're in Australia, it's $22,500 a month. If all you did in this business was optimize 2 lines at 13,334 points, that means every week they do new volume. And guys, I just want to let you know, this happens. This absolutely can happen, right? Like I've seen teams literally come in 1 week and then boom, they're optimizing weekly already. Okay, like these things can absolutely happen. It doesn't have to take a long time, but you have to imagine that it can happen very quick. Who here's willing to accept that optimizing your lines weekly can be simple and it can be easy? Okay, give me a wave or put a 1 in the comments. Like you have to start to envision this because you're never going to experience it unless you can first touch it in your mind. All right. I've had this happen multiple times in this last year. We've optimized, I think this last year, we've optimized 3 new lines from scratch consistently every week. Every line you optimize, that's a pay line, is an extra at least $14,000 a month. So if you optimize these 2, awesome. You're senior officer, you're making 14 grand a month. You can then optimize more lines. Every other line after that is the 3rd line you optimize, you double your income every month. Then you can do a 4th and a 5th and a 6th, and it gets crazy. This comp plan pays you more as you get paid more, by the way. But this first part is where I would think about. And I'd be like, I'm going to drive this and I'm going to optimize 2 every week. I have new volume. Okay. Put these 2 words in the chat below. New volume. New volume. Some people say, I got a big old power line. Not really. You have carryover volume that's not doing new volume. I want new volume every week that's coming in on Saturday, unless every single Saturday, right when the new week starts, if that's not doing 13,334 points right away, I don't have an optimized line in my mind. Okay. Not carryover, new volume, subscription orders, all that, because that's called freedom. Guys, we have 8 billion people in the world. We have a product and products that can solve some of the biggest problems in the world. We do business in 50 plus different countries. We offer an opportunity where most people in the world, I think, need more money now more than ever before. And we're in a company that in this space of network marketing is the creme de la creme, the best of the best, the top of the top. If we can't make it with this opportunity, I don't know what else we can make it with, guys. This is the place. We plant the flag. We go share our amazing stories. We go do the daily do through our trackers and our boards and everything. But now you do it with intention. You do it with focus. And I just want to encourage you. This comp plan is powerful and everyone here can absolutely access it. But just stay obsessed about this. And all the other things are going to fill out. All right. So with that said, I hope that was interesting. Thanks for being the test audience for these slides. It sounds like it was somewhat clear. You might be like, I might need to see that a couple of times, but I think that was not too bad. You want the slides? I know, right? For sure. I will let you know. So with that, all right, perfect. Stay tuned. We have a lot of really cool things going on. Here's what we need to do right now. If you're not ultimate, I hope you see why you need to go ultimate. Absolutely important, absolutely crucial. All right. You save them. Should you wait? I mean, if you have it, go for it. So yeah, you could use it if you have it. Like, yeah, I just might make changes on them, right? But I just want to make sure that you have the framework now. You're like, okay, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly where to go to on that. All right. Any questions, comments? Cool. Sounds good. All right, guys. We got a body balance challenge going on. Diane.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What clicked for you?
Just the encouragement to get out there and do it.
Let's go. Diane, you're amazing. So appreciate you. Babe?
Hello. I just wanted to kind of give a strategy because what we're talking about is not a new thing. It really is basically think about what we're already teaching people, which is, you lead with the drops, right, on social media, and people ask you about the product, and in boards you're already following, we already have scripts, right, following that. So essentially what we're doing is, instead of just selling one set of drops because people are asking about it, you give them the opportunity to sell 4-pack to them for a couple reasons. Number one, they save money, right? Because when you buy things in a pack, it's less expensive. Number two is, if someone has more than 10 pounds of weight to lose, they're going to need a couple months supply anyway, right? So why not get it cheaper, right? And then number three is, even if they don't have a ton of weight and they're still like, testing the waters, because they might say things like, well, I just want to try it, right? You let them know that people that get the best results have been on the product for at least 90 days. So that means they need at least 3 packs, right? Because your body takes time to balance, right? So it's not going to be overnight. A lot of people get to their health for decades, right? And it takes time to recover and to really balance your body. And you also hear so many stories where people are dropping, like 50 to 100 pounds, but but the scale didn't move for the first couple months because they need it to balance their body and heal their body, right? This is not like, a diet where you lose weight and you gain it all back, right? We're really trying to heal our body from inside out so it becomes a lifestyle, right? The goal is you lose the weight and you keep it off. It's not just losing weight, because let's be honest, so many people have lost weight, but the challenge is to keep it off, right? And also making sure it's a lifestyle, right? So that's the third reason. And then the fourth reason is, so many people, when they're interested in a product, they also have a spouse or, a friend that needs to be on it too. So if you just let them know, hey, you can share this with your friend, like get 2 friends to buy it with you on a 4-pack, then not only do you get the drops at a cheaper price, you can do it with an accountability partner. Right. So like there's so many reasons that you can get a 4-pack sold at full retail. You don't really have to really try. You just have to, because it's a good deal, right? Rather than someone buying it once at 176, but if they buy a 4-pack, even at full retail, they're saving money, right? So there's just a lot of reasons. So think about like getting creative on like thinking about what like you can do to give a reason for your customers to buy the 4-pack, right? And that's one person getting the 4-pack is 208 points, right? Rather than having to sell 3 set of drops to 3 people to get to the same amount of volume.
There we go. Love it. Little strategies and just tweak it. We talk about all these strategies too, by the way, on our IPA calls every day. So be sure to tune into that if you like these for even more as well. All right. So with that, yes, our body balance challenge starts May 12th. We have a couple weeks on the clock. We just had a call that was launched. It's in our groups already. So take a look at that call if you haven't looked at it already. Tomorrow, we have packs that actually launch that you can use. By the way, a 4-pack now has free shipping. So you can use that in your sales strategy as well, too, if that's what you're going for. Or use the opportunity to grab things for yourself so you can optimize it as well. Yeah, we have a body balance folder in the Warrior Movement boards right on the front page towards the bottom. So you can check that and refer to that for more details and everything. All right. So with that, and that's US and Canada specifically. So other countries, unfortunately, yeah. Free shipping starts tomorrow. 9 a.m. Pacific starts tomorrow. And we have other packs. You can get lifestyle credits. You can get free neoprene pouches, like these types of things, and some really, really cool goodies. So take a look at it, shop through it. It's all on the board. So thank you, Wifey, for putting that together and keeping us organized. All right. With that, let's crush.